Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how you can use Go Router in your Flutter web application or in your mobile application as well. So version we are going to use here is Go Router 12.1.3. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, so let's start with the development. Okay, so first of all I'm going to create a new project, right? Just give me a second. Okay, so first of all we are going to create a new project and I'll name it Go Router video. Okay, so I will be using all the platforms, right? So let's start. Okay, so we have created the project. So first of all, as you know, we will need to import this, right? So I'll just copy this and paste it over the terminal, right? And so basically our Go Router package has been installed. Okay, so over here, first of all, what you need is let us create some folders after deleting this. We will also do not need home over here, right? So let us create some folder. First we'll create a directory. I will name it as routes. Okay, I'll create another directory that I will name as screens. Okay, so in routes, first of all, we need I create a file which will I name as route names. Okay, okay, over here I'll create final const a variable of string which I will name as initial. Right, so sorry, I'll name a static so that we can access it directly without. Okay, so we have created a class like a route names. Okay, here we will store all the constant files for our named routes. Okay, so first route I have made is an initial. Okay, second file I'm going to create is a route config. Okay, over here we'll have all the route configuration of our files. Okay, so over here I'll create a class again, name as route config. Over here what I'll do, I'll create a function that will return us a Go Router config. Okay, so I'll make static Go Router. Okay, return router. Okay, over here I'll return Go Router. Okay, so simply we have created a Go Router and we have returned the Go Router. So as you know, our initial location would be empty slash, right? Or we can keep this just slash. Okay, so now we have to connect this to our main file, right, to the material app. I'll first of all change the title as well. I'll name that routes tutorial. Okay, so I want to add my routes. What I'll do is I'll use dot router, right? Over here I will get a parameter for router config. I'll use that. Now over here I'll use my Go Router class, Go Router dot route config dot return router. Okay, So that we have returned a router. Over here what I need is, now I want to uh, I go back to my config file, right? Now I will return over here. Now we have to add multiple routes over here. Okay, so first of all our initial route will be this. Okay, so for that what I'll do is I'll use go route. Okay, I have to add a path. Now this path is supposed to be empty because it is our initial path. Okay, also I'll create a screen first. I will name it as initial screen. Okay, so create a stateless widget, initial screen. Okay, over here I will use the scaffold body center child text to, it will specify as like what widget, what screen we are in, initial screen. Okay. So now we have created a path. We will give it a name. Name will be route names dot initial. Okay, now as we are using the latest router, we will have a page builder over here, right? So inside the page builder we will get a context and a state. Okay, and over here we will return the widget. Okay, so over here we should redirect to our initial widget, initial screen. Okay, so okay, so we have returned the initial screen. Okay, okay, so we need to wrap it inside the material page. Okay, add a constant. So now whenever, let us start the web. Okay, I'll keep opening it here. So now what we have did is we have just created a route file, right? And we have connected it to our main file, and we have only one screen right now, which is the initial screen, right? And we have also specified our initial location. So as soon as the app start, the go router will take us to that initial path, right? Which is the initial screen. So we are on our initial path, right? So now we have to create multiple screens over here, right? So to do that I'll use, for example, let us use create a screen 1. Okay, I'll make a stateless widget again, screen 1. We'll use a scaffold body center right child, or let us use column over here, column. Return first will be text, that will tell us it is screen 1. Okay, then we can create a floating action button, and like to navigate to the other screen, that I will tell you afterwards. Over here I'm just adding that. So for here I'll have to remove the constant, right? So we have created the default screen 1, the second screen, and we have to also create a route name for that. I will name it as screen 1 only, and over here screen 1. Okay, and I'll also create another route for it. I will name that as screen 1. Okay, so when, let me just, okay, so if I start the application now, we are on the initial screen, right? But as soon as I go and type screen1 in the URL box, then it should take me to the screen1, right? Right, so we are on the screen1. As you can see, when we add the initial the URL name, the path we specified. Okay, so similarly, like this, we will create another screen, that will be screen2. Okay, I'll simply copy this. Right, now what I want to do is I want to uh, navigate to by clicking on this button, right? So first of all, I'll create a route again for screen2 as well. Okay, I will name it as screen2 over here also. I will name here as screen2. Okay, and similarly for what we did for screen1, right? So if I refresh now, I can go to screen2 as well. See, we are on the screen2. Just a second. Right, we are on screen2 now, but what I want is, when we are on screen1, right, I want to navigate by clicking on this button. So to do that, simply what I am going to do is, over here I will write context.go, right, or I'll use go. You can use go or go named. When you use go, you will have to provide the whole path, whole the URI of the your screen path, right? When you use go name, you simply have to use your route name file dot screen2, right? And simply you can navigate by clicking. If I refresh it, right? So if I just a second, after every time it goes to there. Okay, so we are on screen1. As soon as I click it, it should take me to the screen2, right? So we are on the screen2. As you can see, the URL has also been changed, so like that. But now let us create a screen3. Okay, so I give it as screen3. But now what I want is, I will want a name over here. Okay, in a constructor. So okay, and we will show that over here below the text, and I'll show the name. Okay, okay, so similarly, what I'll do, I'll create a name route for the screen3. Okay. In same, I will set up the router config. Okay, I'll name it as screen3, and screen3. Okay, but we have error over here. Screen3 is asking us a name. So over here, how we can take a name? So we can take the name from the URL itself, right? So what we can do is, right here, and I'll write name. Okay, and over here what I'll do is, I will take the name from the state, from the current state, right? So I'll inside there I'll use a final name equals to state, right? State dot path parameters, and I will specify the name we mentioned here, right? Okay, so we got the name, and we can pass this name into the constructor. Okay, We'll add a null check over here. We'll remove constant and we can go directly. Now if I refresh the app, okay, now if I go to the screen 3, right, it will, or let us do one more thing. I'll create another screen as well. Error screen. Okay, and we can write errors error. Okay, so for this, now what I'll do is inside the route config I will have a error page builder, right? We'll have context state and I'll return material page. Inside that I will return error what I named it, error screen, right? So I will return error screen. Okay, so now if any error occurs, we will go directly to the error screen, right? So for example, if I go to something page which I have not mentioned in the routes, right? So it will take me to the error. It should take me to the error screen, right after the hash. Sorry. See, so we are on the error screen, right? So similarly for screen 3, if I type screen 3, it will take me to the error screen because we have not specified the path parameter, right? So to specify the path parameter I will again use slash, and for name I will give my name, right? So wait a second, slash hash slash screen 3 slash, okay. So see, when we have passed a name to the URL, right, that name is visible over here because we use that in the constructor. Like I can also change the name, I can change anything I want and it will change over here directly. So using this you can, for example, if you are on a product, right, you click on a product and you want to go to a product page, and for that you need a particular ID for that product. So you can pass that particular ID from the URL itself like this. For example, you are on the product detail page, so here will come as product detail, then you can pass the product ID and then you can directly go to you will have the product ID in your product page, right? So this is how you can pass the parameters, okay. And now I'll tell you about the nested path, right? So like how you can create the nested screens, right? After, for example, when I'm in screen 2, for example I'm on profile, right? I want to go to profile, for example you are on dashboard screen, right? And in dashboard screen there are further multiple screens, okay. For example, in dashboard there is the screen 1, screen 2. So dashboard slash screen 1, dashboard slash screen 2. So how you can do that? So for that we will use screen 2 as our main screen, right? And we will create subscreens for the uh, screen 2, right? So over here I will use routes again. I'll open the uh, array for that, okay, and I will simply just use go routes as we used over here, and I will paste it over here directly. Like no things need to be changed for that, okay. So I will create names for that also, okay. I'll use routes name. I will create screen 2 section 1, okay, over here as well. I will make screen 2 section 2. Like I'm just naming like this, you can name anything you want. Okay, so over here I will use section 1. Okay, and over here be sure do not enter slash, okay, when you are giving the nested routes. Okay, so this is the main thing you need to specify. Okay, over here I will use screen 2 section 1. Okay, over here I'll use screen 2 section 2. I will name here, I will path is at section 2. And now what I'll do is I will create another file. I will name as screen 1 screen 2 section 1. Okay, like I'll similarly do what I did over here. Right. I'll just copy this. Screen 2 section 1. Okay. Okay, so now we'll come to the route config again. Over here I will use screen 2 section 1. Over here I will use screen 2 section 2. Okay, and I've given the names as well, so that would work directly. Okay, now if I restart the app, okay, so we have some error over here, which is screen 2. Screen 2 section 2. Okay, name to path contains key name. What I'll do is I'll only write section 1 and section 2 over here, right? And okay, so I forgot to do the 2 over here change. That was it. Okay, so now if I go to screen 2, it is showing me just a second, slash screen 2, it is showing me this screen. Okay, it is returning with this screen, right? But when I want to go to the screen 2 section 1, what I'll do is after slash I will write section 1 and it will take me to the screen 2 section 2. Let me show you the whole URL. Okay, and when I type when I want to go to section 2, I will do this. I'll just change the URL and it will take me to section 2. But now what I want is how I can go from here, right? From screen 1. Let us go to the screen 1. Okay, now I want to click on this button and go directly to the section 2. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just go over here, screen 2 section 2, select in the go named. I'll restart the app. Okay, and simply click on this. Wait. /hash/name1. Okay, when I click on this, it will directly take me to the screen 2 section 2 because I have given the particular name for that particular route. Okay, so this is it. Okay, and also if you want to specify like in screen 2, right, like if you want to go to screen 2, screen 3, there will be an error, right? Because we have to pass the parameter, path parameter name in it. Okay, so how we can do it from here, I'll tell you that as well. Okay, let me just go to the screen one. Okay, okay. Now if I click over here, I want to go to screen 3, right? If I do it directly now, okay, it is showing me an error, right? Missing param, because we have to add param as well, right? Over here what I'll do is I will add path parameters, and over here I will add name. Inside the name I will add something like my name. Okay, if I now refresh it, okay, if I now refresh it, it is taking the name as parameter, taking me to the screen directly. Okay, so this is how you can pass path parameters. Or if you want to like do not use go named, what you can do is you can use simply context.go. Okay, and over here you have to provide the location. For example, if you have to go to the screen 1, you will add screen 1. Okay, and if you have to go to screen 2 section 1, so you will write section 2, 1 or 2 over here, right? If you have to pass any parameters, right, you can use, first of all you can use URI, or if you do not want to use URI, you can simply go to screen 2 slash screen 3 slash, and you can type your name directly over here. Okay, this is how, so you can do that, but I don't prefer this. The best way is to go from one page to another using go named, because you have already created a name file, and this will be much easier to maintain rather than using the whole URL itself, right? So this was all about routes, go routes, right? So using this you can easily create your web applications, you can create your nested routes, right? You can pass the parameters using URL. And so I suggest you to use go routes in each of your web application, because it is the most essential library which is present for Flutter web, right? So that's it. Hope you like the video. Thank you.